to Come Craft With Me and Coffee Talk. I've got my coffee here. I've been working on heat embossing some watercolor paper panels that I'm going to watercolor for gift sets for various gifts. I'm using my Whimsy stamps today. I first started using for some backgrounds the Whimsy Stamps Afghan. And I know it stamps mostly as solid, but I thought it might be pretty to have a pop of color come in between. It didn't stamp, I didn't stamp it very well. And I don't know if it's user error or if this particular stamp just isn't suited for heat embossing techniques. I'm not sure. Or maybe it just doesn't like the watercolor paper, or maybe just because of what's going on recently with my back, I'm just not, I don't have the strength to stamp properly. So, excuse me, I'm so sorry, yucky throat. So anyway, so I've kind of pushed this one aside for now, and I'll work on it another time. And I've been working with the Whimsy Stamps Crisscross Flowers stamp that I've used before, and I believe I've actually shown you in another video, which I know stamps beautifully. So I've been working with that one. I just heard a knock at the door, but it's not me, it's my neighbor, just looking out the window here. So I've been working with that, so I'll continue going a little bit here and chit-chatting in your face. I kind of mentioned in a previous video that my back is still just crap right now. Nothing I can seem to do about it. I don't know at this point if it's sciatica or if a slip disc or if it's something to do with my scoliosis. I don't have insurance and I don't have a doctor. All of those things. So and full well knowing that if I go to emergency room, they're just going to think that I'm a drug seeker or something and be like, here's a number for a spine surgeon. Have a nice day. You know? So that's kind of pointless, but upon recommendation of my sister, and I did not know something like this existed, she had heard of this doctor, this very nice doctor person who has his own direct primary care practice in Concord, New Hampshire. And basically what he does is he runs a practice where he doesn't accept any insurance. You basically pay a subscription fee monthly to be one of his patients, and included in that subscription fee are office visits for any kind of office visity type thing that you would need from your physician. And he does charge a modest fee for some other services, additional services, I should say, like wound care or something. I imagine that that's in direct correlation to covering the supplies that he has to use. But unlike, you know, going to the emergency room where it's going to be $1,000 for stitches, you know, or $100 emergency room copay, his is like $20. So that's really cool. Anyway, so on a whim, my husband took yesterday off and he took me down there. We met him and we really liked him. And before I knew it, I was signing up for him. So we've already paid our application fee, and I have my first appointment tomorrow morning, which is pretty cool. I've not seen a doctor since the follow-up appointment after my daughter was born, when they told me that they don't, the male doctor told me that he doesn't do diaphragm stuff, so I'm going to have to make an appointment with a female doctor, and that was it. That was the last time I've ever seen a doctor. And you know from my previous videos that I've had scoliosis that went untreated as a child, and I've been unmonitored and uncared for in that department pretty much my whole life. So it'll be interesting. He's obviously a family practice doctor. He's not a spine surgeon or anything like that. He does have a special interest in sports medicine, and he also says that he's worked with people with scoliosis and spine injuries before. So we'll see. It's a 3-month commitment. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But for, I think it's $60 a month. And I have his personal, you know, cell phone. You know, I could call him anytime I want or text him. It seemed like a pretty good deal for me, considering that my husband is getting medical insurance starting on January 1st of 2018. It's like between $60 and $70 a week for him to have insurance and still have, I think it's like $35 office copays with a $6,000 deductible or something like that, which is why I'm not on my husband's insurance, because my husband, this will be the first time my husband's getting insurance as well. But I'm not on the insurance because it triples, the price triples. It's like $200 a week to add a spouse to the plan. So That's why we hadn't put me on the plan. We were hoping to get another year of me being reasonably healthy because we thought, well, for him, we had some more immediate things going on for him. We weren't expecting this, and now, of course, open enrollment's over. But anyway, we were hoping and we didn't get through, so it seems like I'm going to be getting the better value here. So I have a 3-month commitment. I think it's at $60 a month, and I had to pay a $60 one-time application fee, which is fine. And I have an appointment tomorrow, and he's going to take a look, and I like how he has kind of a conservative approach to healthcare, keeping in mind the economy of things, instead of like going to the emergency room or going to your PCP, where they'll take 5 minutes to listen to your symptoms and then write out an order for 300 different tests, and you have to pay for them all. He's like, well, let's take it step by step. Let's work on eliminating what it can't be. Let's only, call for tests if we really, really need to. See if we can figure it out without x-rays and MRIs. And if I do need an x-ray or MRI, he has an agreement with a facility that does those for a much reduced cash price rate. I can still have access to those. The catch is that I have to pay in advance. But I would at least be told what that amount is so that I could save up for it. If it takes me a couple weeks to save up for an x-ray, then I can do that. It's not like I'm going to be getting a surprise bill in the mail and then have to make payments on it indefinitely. So we'll see. He seems to think that he can help, and I'm going to let him try. And he's a really nice man, and I'm excited at the idea. I had no idea that such a thing existed. Again, this is called, I think it's direct primary care. Is that what it's called? Direct primary care. The way he makes his money is he doesn't take insurance. He's an actual legit doctor, but he's his own practice. He doesn't take insurance. He doesn't report to any insurance. He seems to just do straight fees. And I happened to notice yesterday when they were signing me up that I'm patient 504 so far, and they've been there for about 2 years, so that's the number on my chart is 504. I'm assuming that they're going numerically. So, I mean, if he has 504 patients times $60 a month, that's like, $30 grand a month. Because not everybody goes to see the doctor every month. You might only go once a year for your physical, or maybe you go, a couple times a year if you have a non-emergency injury or something, or even just this is the big thing for me, is even just being able to call and talk to a physician instead of having to rely on Dr. Google to figure out if something is serious enough. Like over the summer I had, I'm allergic to strawberries, and I had a pretty severe, for me, reaction to a very slight exposure to strawberries, which was not something that, normally I just get a little itchy and it goes away in a couple days and that's it. But I think how it happened, my husband was eating some strawberry shortcake at my in-laws' 4th of July party or whatever, and I kissed him on the lips, and I think that's how I got cross-contaminated with strawberries, just something, innocuous and slight like that. I was completely swollen in hives for 2 weeks. It was awful. But all I could do was Google. I didn't know if it, how long it was going to take to go away. I didn't know if it was childhood exposures to penicillin, because I'm also allergic to penicillin, where I would actually have to go to the hospital and get methylprednisolone treatments in order to get the hives to go away. So, Googling it, and I couldn't figure out what I was supposed to do. And if you can't just ask somebody who knows, there's nothing you can do except for Google, and it was really frustrating. So I think it works out to be $720 a year to have a physician. You can have your annual physical, anybody that any questions that you need to have. I could see if I was healthy, maybe a little bit younger, and a lot healthier, where, I'm only doing my physical once a year, and then that's it. I can see where that might be a little high, because, an annual physical might just be a couple $100, and $720, excuse me, sip of coffee. But I'm 38, and I have a debilitating, spine condition, and I'm currently in pain and currently need a lot of help. But aside from that, I'm overweight, and probably have, things going on associated with being overweight, and I also suffer from depression and anxiety and insomnia and all these things that have just been untreated for many, many years. So I guess for me, $720 a year, it's a heck of a lot cheaper than getting an Affordable Care Act policy, which we've checked is still $700 a month for me. And it's still a heck of a lot cheaper than going on my husband's insurance, which won't start until January 1st, but will in effect triple his premiums, which we can't afford. You know, it's like $210 a week. We sometimes don't even have that much to live on after the bills are paid every week before we can even buy groceries. Because that's how we do it, is we pay the bills and then we buy the groceries. So it would really leave us in a bad position. We were hoping to be in a better position next year with doing the Total Money Makeover, having some debt gone so that the $200 a week would actually be something more akin to what we could afford. So that's kind of what we were hoping with that. Heat gun, excuse me. That's kind of what we were hoping going on with that, was we would be in a better position and have less bills next year, that it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But hey, if I'm getting my primary care services for $720 a year, and this is a conservative guy that's not going to send me to, numerous tests, and he's a big believer in just lifestyle changes, which, to be honest, I can use a kick in the ass with that stuff. I've just been, laziness or depression or, spine pain. I just, have been dealing with being overweight my whole life, and I really needed somebody yesterday to just listen to me and to not judge me about those things as well, and he did all of that. So we signed up, and I have my first appointment tomorrow, and I'll be sure to let you guys know what's going on with that and how I like him and all that stuff. I'm not going to be linking below his website or anything. I'll wait until I get to know him a little bit better. They schedule huge chunks of time, like 1 to 2 hours per patient appointment. So I imagine I'll be there for some time. I can't drive right now because the pain is quite bad in my back. My response time at the pedals is really slow. So Rod's actually taking tomorrow morning off to take me there for my appointment. So we'll see. Speaking of tomorrow, my subscriber giveaway is still going on. We're up to 3 entrants and woohoo, 14 subscribers. So don't forget to enter. It goes on until 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, and I'll do the drawing, and I'll try to get the winner announced pretty quickly so that you can let me know. I won't be home in the morning when the contest ends, but I'll be home in the afternoon and can do the random drawing for that. And then let the winner know so that I can get their stuff out as soon as possible. We did use, over the weekend we went to my sister's house for our annual Christmas cookie and present exchange, and I did use my set of Ninja Bread cookie cutters, and they were quite popular with everyone, and they're adorable, and I wish I had thought to take some of those cookies home so that I could show you. My plan was to make some more at home later, and I haven't been in a position to do that, so you'll have to forgive me for not showing it off, but trust me that it is really cool and it's really cute. I still have so many to heat. I wonder if I should grab a different stamp. Maybe I'm just getting bored with this stamp, and it's time to grab a different one to heat and emboss with. Kind of my projects today is I'm working on these. I'm going to make some watercolor gift card sets for some gifts, and then also I have some dry embossing with a Cuttlebug to do for my Etsy shop. I did close a good chunk of my Etsy shop down. My made-to-order stuff, I believe I've pulled all those listings because I'm not in a position where I can promise someone that I'll be well enough to get something out. At least in a reasonable fashion, and with Christmas coming, it's a devastating time to not be able to make the sales, and I wouldn't want to devastate a potential buyer by not being able to live up to my obligation to ship something. Let's see, what else do I have going on? Not too much. My daughter's holiday concert is tonight. My mother will be picking me up. Technically, Leah has her after-school library program. We're not going to have enough time to make it home in between the end of the library program and the start of the concert, so I'm going to take her fancy Christmas dress, which is that green and gold brocade dress that we got at Children's Space a few weeks ago. Take that with us to the library, and I'll just change her at the library, and then we'll just go right to the school for the concert after that. My mother will attend the concert with us, then she'll come back. she'll come back with us, and we'll have dinner together. Rod made a big thing of pasta last night, so we'll have leftovers. And we're Italian, so of course, you know, the prospect of leftover pasta is really good for my mom. She loves it too. So we'll have pasta, and then she'll help me wrap Christmas presents, because my Christmas present pile, the stuff that I've ordered for Christmas gifts, they're all just stacked up in the corner in their boxes, and I just can't do it. I can't wrap them. So she's going to come and she's going to help me wrap them. So that's pretty much what's going on with that. I can't sit here for too long, so I've been getting up, and I will tell you a brief story as I continue here. My Monday was a really bad day for my back. I was actually in this very chair, and I think I was just doing something fairly innocuous, maybe writing a check or something, and I got stuck here. Like, I couldn't move my left leg at all. The pain was so intense, and my left leg wouldn't move, and I was like hysterical, ugly crying to myself here. I ended up fortunately I had my phone with me at the desk. I called my husband and begged him to come home, and he's never done this before, but he actually did come home and helped me, and it took him an hour. You know, he works an hour away, so it took him an hour to get here, but I just had to make it an hour, and then he got here, and he literally like picked me up and, you know, took care of me for a couple of hours until I was comfortable. He went to go pick up Leah after school because I was not able to do that. I was in no position to think about driving that afternoon, and because I was resting pretty comfortably and sleeping by the time he left, he ended up going back to work for a few hours that night, just because it's Christmas and he's the manager. He had to do paperwork and stuff. He was willing to stay home if I asked him to, but I was kind of napping and kind of out of it at that point, just because I hadn't slept like the 2 days before that. So I was like, whatever, I'm probably gonna be napping for a few hours. Go. He brought Leah with him back to work, and of course she loved it, you know, with all the TVs and Xboxes they have for sale and stuff. But anyway, so when they came home that night, he was Santa, and he brought my Christmas present home early with him. I've been so miserable trying to sleep in our bed. He bought from his work on employee purchase, he brought home a heated recliner for me. So that I could sleep with my legs elevated, and some weight redistributed off my hips and lower back. It's not the most comfortable thing in the world. I still have to like jam a pillow on my lower back area, just because my spine is all messed up anyway, so my spine isn't where it's supposed to be, so the chair wasn't built to support my spine. So, you know, I had to do that, but other than that, and I've been sleeping in it now for 2 nights, or 3 nights. I've not been sleeping great, but I've been sleeping a lot better, and I'm a lot more comfortable. So kind of what I've been doing, especially as I'm home alone today, I can't risk hurting myself because it takes an hour for Rod to get home to get me. Is I'll work for a little while, and then I'll go rest, and then I'll work, and then I'll go rest, and I'll work, and I'll go rest. So that's kind of been how I've been getting through when I'm home. And at some point, it seems that I kind of flip a switch at like 5, 6 o'clock at night. I get really bad. I don't know if it's just no matter what I do during the day, it hurts a lot at that point. So I'm not sure what to do, but I will talk to my doctor about that tomorrow, I guess, and see what we got with that. I'm really hoping to at least get, during the course of the day, I probably won't in all one session here. This is not my first session, by the way. This is my stack of completed. I'm hoping to at least get all these watercolor. Kind of my master plan is to take my watercolor supplies and Leah's coloring tray and take them back into the recliner with me, and just put a cup of water and my brushes at the table next to me, and kind of just watercolor from my chair. Sort of a minimalist, non-messy watercolor method I kind of have going in my head. And I kind of work on these and then set them aside to dry naturally. Some of them I can tell I'm not stamping them great, so I don't really care. It'll either look intentional or I'll just cut them down and use them for something else. I'm not really sure why, unless I'm just not. I'm really weak in my arms and my back, so I'm not getting the leverage I think that I need to stamp these out nicely. But that's okay. So other than just being in pain, I don't really have too much going on. I did mention that we did the Christmas stuff with my family over the weekend. My aunt came, which is really nice. She hadn't joined us before for the family Christmas thing, so that was cool. Oh, hi, kitty. Percy the kitty just walked by. Oh, here's my other big news. So we have this recliner now, and we don't have room for it in our house. We had to move. We literally, like, again, if you're new to me, we just basically rent a 2-room cottage, and our daughter, there's a very large bedroom in the house, but our daughter has it all to herself. With her bed and toys, and it's like the big, wonderland for little girls going on in there. And we don't use a living room space. We don't have a couch or anything, because that's what Rod and I use as a bedroom. So basically, like, the way that we think of it is kind of like we live in a studio apartment that just happens to have a bedroom. And we're quite used to it. It would be nice to have a living room and live like normal people, but we live within our means, and we live with what we can afford, and we're paying off debt, so we're doing what we can to pay off some debt. Anyway, I don't feel ashamed for living the way that we do. We live within our means. We don't have some outrageous mortgage we can't afford. Whatever. Pay off our debt, and then hopefully we'll be in a better place in a year. Anyway, so there's no space for a recliner in this house. We had to take, I used to have, the recliners right here to my left, and it used to be, I had several cabinets for my crafting stuff, which have now been relocated to another part of the house temporarily and stacked up, where I can't even access them. Temporarily, hopefully. So after Christmas, when the Christmas tree goes down, and we already had to arrange the house to accommodate the Christmas tree, because in this small space we just don't have a spot where we can put a Christmas tree. So in order to get the Christmas tree up, we had to take my husband's wardrobe, big wooden wardrobe where he keeps his stuff, and we had to stash that in Leah's room temporarily and move some of Leah's stuff around to make room for his stuff, so that we could, in the corner where his wardrobe was, is where we have the Christmas tree. So anyway, so it's not Christmas yet. So what we're going to have to do after Christmas, we usually, and I don't want to sound all ball humbug, but heat and boss again, heat gun going on. We usually, like, Christmas afternoon, once all the presents are open, is usually when we start taking down our tree and our decorations, because usually by that point we're just so relieved to be over with Christmas that we really want to get our house back into shape, and get the house back to normal, so that we can kind of breathe a little bit easier, because under normal circumstances it's cramped in here, but under holiday circumstances it's really cramped in here. So anyway, so we're thinking after Christmas, when we get the tree packed up and put away, we'll do a house rearrange. Not necessarily Leah's bedroom, because her room is fine. She's not having any space issues in there. She's got all the room in the house. The rest of us are just kind of confined to this little space. We'll do a house rearrange, this main room here, and kind of try to accommodate the recliner a little bit better, and the corner where the Christmas tree is right now, where my husband's wardrobe was, we're going to try to kind of reorganize the house and reorganize my craft areas to accommodate the recliner in a more appropriate position, and maybe use that corner where the Christmas tree is to store a lot of my crafting stuff. So in essence, this basically is like a craft room redo for me. So this is big news. This is really exciting. And we were, I was, of course, shouting instructions from my chair last night, but we were talking a little bit last night about some potential ideas and where we're going to move stuff and the desk and so on and so forth. And I think we might even be purging and phasing out our most crappiest of pieces of furniture, which is a particle board microwave cart, which is a trashed, beat up leftover remnant from when I lived with my friend Dan. And we use that as a microwave cart. The downside is that it's storing like our griddle and our crock pot, so we'd actually have to find a new place to keep the griddle in the crock pot, but we don't use it for the microwave. So if we can find another home for those appliances, we can get rid of that cart, and that actually buys us a lot of space in the kitchen area, which in turn opens up more space where we can have the table and chairs, which in turn opens up the space currently where I am with my craft area. We're going to kind of swap where the bed is and move that somewhere else to, you know, in more of a different location so that it opens up a broader area for the desk and the recliner. And I'm wondering if when we get this recliner paid off, I'm wondering if we can get a second one for my husband. My daughter has a little beanbag chair, and then we could all three have a little, it'll be almost like having a living room. We could all have our own little chairs out here. I say paid off. My husband did, I don't like to get into debt. My husband did pick up this chair on employee purchase for my gift. Employees, if they want the employee purchase price, which is basically the cash price from the company for an article of clothing, an article of furniture, or an appliance or something, the only way to pay for it is to pay for it in installments through your paycheck. He can't just buy it outright for cash. Which is really irritating. And we've purchased like Leah's bed came from there, our television came from there, our washer came from there. We buy things one at a time as we need them. We're certainly not like, oh, we need all this furniture. But it's really annoying to have it come out of, it's like, I don't know, $10 out of every paycheck or something. It's like, why don't I just give you the $200 now? So there's no interest charge. There's no up price for doing that. That's just the way that the company does their employee purchase. I'm not entirely sure why. But they do, you need to have it approved by your district manager, and it does have to come out in installments from your paycheck. Very annoying. So, we didn't really have, I guess he felt he didn't really have too much of a choice. I wish that he had consulted with me first. I don't like spending money without a significant amount of money anyway. Anything over $50, I'd say I usually would consult with him over. I don't like it, but he is passing it off as my Christmas gift. He does say, because I've mentioned before, it would be nice to have a recliner, just because on a normal day my back, is kind of achy, and it would be nice to sit in a recliner and read your book instead of trying to lay down in bed and do it. I've mentioned it before, and he said that this is what he intended. I don't know if it's a bullshit story or not, but this is what he intended to do all along for my gift. He just expedited it because I was in so much pain and needed an alternative place to rest while I was in pain. So, okay. And I think that the fact that I've tried it and it's not the greatest, but it is working better for my comfort, I think, is why I'm not ripping his head off. But we couldn't afford new furniture right now, even if it is coming out in installments, and I'm really irritated. And what would Dave Ramsey say, really? I don't know why we couldn't have just looked online, and there's always people giving away stuff on Craigslist for free. I don't know why we couldn't have done that, but whatever. It's a gift. I'm trying to smile. He's been very helpless and very upset seeing me in so much pain, especially this week when he's had to take time off to come help me. That I do not wish to cause him any more distress, so I will shut up and take the gift. But I am pleased to report that my Christmas spending has been reined in quite a bit. It could also be because I have not been in the mood to spend any money. Speaking of spending money, though, you guys, today is December 14th. Do you know what is live? And that would be the Lawn Fawn sale. Has anybody seen anything that they're going to invest in? I have not seen anything. I haven't actually seen the intro video for the Woodland Creatures. I just saw that Kelly had uploaded a video this morning. So I haven't seen the video, but I saw the picture and I was like, oh, that might be something I'd be interested in. Other than that, I'm not really... Did I already do this? Did I already do my anti-static? I don't remember. I'm not entirely sure. The dyes the dyes I'll probably skip, because that's something, if I really wanted to do, I could do something similar to that with the Cricut, and it's not really my style, so I don't tend to do that anyway. Let's see, so there's the donut one, which is kind of cute. It's kind of cute. I don't know if it's worth paying $15 for the stamps and then, for the dyes, but it's kind of cute. I have, I think it's a jelly bean soup donut set already that's kind of similar, so I might not. What are some of the other ones? I don't even remember. While I'm doing this, let's bring up Lawn Fawn and see if it's live on the site yet. I know today was the day allegedly that it was going to be available for sale. I just don't know if it is available for sale yet or if they're waiting. I guess so. I see them up here. Let's see. New arrivals. Let's click that. Sweet Friends is what that one's called, with a dinosaur. The dies for that one are pretty reasonable. It's $15 for the stamps and it's $15 for the dies. The How You Being Conversation Heart add-on, I think I'm interested in that. I forgot about that one. I might be interested in that one because I actually I get a lot of requests from customers for Conversation Heart cards during Valentine's Day season, so I might be interested in that one. That one's $8. You know what? I don't have the interactive add-on die for the How You Being though, and the dies for that are $6. I'm definitely interested in the Roar, and that one's $4. And then the lawn cuts are $5. The Woodland Critter Huggers, which I think is the video that I haven't seen that just went up this morning. Yeah, those are really cute. That one is $30, and I'm probably, oh my god, looking at these pictures, I'm probably definitely interested in that one. None of the Lacy Heart stackables are really pretty. I don't know if they're worth $20 to me at this point. I put that in my, I wouldn't turn it down if somebody gave it to me for free. But I'm probably not. I do like the new ink colors, but I don't buy a lot of the ink. And then that's it. Kind of a small release, huh? And then the 5 new colors of cardstock, which I saw last night, and those are fine, but I don't buy Lawn Fawn cardstock. So that's it, really. It seems to me that it's just like, it's one new stamp set, 4x6 stamp set, the Sweet Friends, the add-on for the Conversation Heart add-on for the How You Being, and then the small stamp set. And then what is this stitched card pocket? I don't know, but it looks like something that goes with the Woodland Critter Huggers. I'm going to have to watch that video, but I am pretty excited to watch that. So I'm probably interested in the Woodland Critters, the pocket, and the add-on, and then the dinosaur. But I don't really see an immediate need to get any of them. Making a mess here with my birthmark. We should see if a Cherry on Top is offering them for pre-order, because they do 20% off. Oh shoot, I'm putting my hand all over this thing that I just heat embossed. They do a 20% off coupon code for pre-order for everything. I don't know if they would have it on their site yet though. And that's where I got the Shadow Box cards from, or the Shadow Box card kit from. Let's see. Say 20% on everything. Let's see, the new section. I don't see any Lawn Fawn here in the new section. So let's see if it's in their coming soon section. Pre-order. Nope, that section hasn't changed. It's still the Cartabella and the Echo Park stuff. No. If anybody knows where you can get a discount on Lawn Fawn, let me know. Nothing in the pre-order section, so nothing on a Cherry on Top yet. I'll keep looking. Let's give a general. Okay, so basically I'd be interested in everything but the sentiment dies and the stacked hearts. Although they are cute, those are technically things I can kind of do with my Cricut, so I can't really justify the... I totally take them if they were free, because they're really adorable, but well, the sentiment ones are not really my style, but the stackable ones are adorable. Not really in the budget, so let's figure out how much I want to spend here. It won't be this week. because I spent all of my crafting money on a new doctor this week, so we'll see. Or technically my husband spent it for me. Like my second Christmas present, watching my man whip out the old debit card to pay an application fee for a doctor. Multitasking at its finest. Alright, I think in between each one I'll try to heat and emboss something. Let's pull up a little calculator here. Let's see. Okay, so let's leave Sweet Friends off of it right now. So the How You Mean, 8 plus 6 is 14, plus the Roar is 9, plus 40 for the Woodland Critters, $63 right there. And then of course it'll be $93 if I decide to go with the Sweet Friends. That's a lot. And I don't buy their paper. Not that I wouldn't love it. I'm sure that I would love it, but it's a little bit out of my price range. It's $6 for 10 pieces. That's quite a bit out of my price range. Because I use so much paper. And I haven't ever used any of their inks. I'm sure they're lovely. I just use a different brand, so that's up with that. So we need, between $60 and $90 extra dollars. So if a shop like a Cherry on Top that offers 20% off pre-orders is doing that, then it would make sense for that kind of savings to do that, to get them from a pre-order into weight. It would make some financial sense. And I do need to, incidentally, I have the How You Bean set. I never got the Halloween add-on because I don't have the dies for it, or the the shaker card dies for it. I don't have those, so I didn't get them for Halloween, but maybe it's time to invest in them and get them for Valentine's, because like I said, I do have some customers that do like conversation hearts, and they seem to be pretty good sellers for me every year, conversation heart related stuff, so I'll have to look into that. It's really cute. It seems to me like this is a really small release. Didn't they have a lot more in the fall? I don't know. I don't even remember. Oop, did I miss a spot? No, I did not. It's just bad lighting in here. Just bad lighting. So I just have a few more of these to go, and I'm probably going to let you go, though. I'm going to go rest in my chair for a little while. I don't have too much, exciting stuff going on today, except for working on this, and I'm going to try to rig something so that I can watercolor from my resting place in my chair. So I can't really justify keeping you and blabbing in your ear much longer, because I don't really have much else to go on. For coffee time and come craft with me, I hope that you did grab a project, at least if you listened to me through this whole thing and worked alongside of me. That would be cool, that we kind of crafted together. I just have a few more of these to go, but I'm kind of hurting. I think I'd like to sit down and relax for a little while with my heating pad in my heated chair with the heating pad, and come back to this in a bit. I'm probably going to relax, and I'm going to take my phone and watch watch that video that Kelly released of the Woodland Critters. I don't really know much about it, but I know that I want it because it's adorable. I saw some pictures. So that's probably going to be it for me for today. Don't forget about my subscriber giveaway tomorrow. It closes at 9 a.m. tomorrow, so 9 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. So definitely sign up if you haven't before then, and I will announce the winners probably tomorrow afternoonish when I get home from the doctor, and I'll give you guys an update then. I hope that you have a really awesome day and that you get a lot done. Take care. Bye-bye.